Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a second. And let's just assume this is some sort of adversarial or foreign technology.
Most of the more than 120 incidents over the past 2 decades are not from the U.S. military or other advanced U.S. government technology.
It's right in front of me, it just disappears, like gone.
To be clear, he's referring to this giant object as a Tic Tac, as he said it was shaped like one.
We're in, that we don't know what these things are, and they might even be extraterrestrial. That's worse.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We're doing it live from the Big Island of Hawaii. It's approximately 2:02 p.m. Tell us where you're chiming in from. We love our fans from around the world. We've got a lot for you tonight, so buckle up, everybody. Let me tell you, Brent's been working in the background, working on some stories that we're going to be bringing to you. But what's interesting is that we've obtained something interesting in regards to the Tic Tac, and we're going to be going over that, including some aerial phenomenon and amateur astronomers that are capturing things while they're filming the moon. It's incredible. But let's get to this story right now that is coming in, and it's kind of being talked about on the major it's basically been talked about in recent times on the internet. Some people are doing a lot of speculation, and then there's some dates that are getting mixed up in regards to this sighting. But they're trying to say that there's this Tic Tac that was spotted on Google Earth, and when you go to it, it happens to be on the pretty much the same year with the Nimitz encounters and the David Fravor encounter with the Tic Tac, and it's within the same location. So let's bring up the Google Earth evidence right now, guys. Take a look at this. So we're looking at this, and what we're seeing here is quite interesting, that we actually have what appears to be a Tic Tac, and we're going to get a close-up look at it. Some people are speculating that this actually happened during the time of the Nimitz encounter. There's a video that's floating around, and you could hear the person in the background stating some certain things, but let's take a close look at this. So there you go. Does this look like a Tic Tac? It certainly does to me, that's for sure. So let's get a measurement on this and see if it kind of matches up with Fravor's statements here. It's about 76 feet. But then again, if it's hovering above the water and it's not necessarily being something that's actually connected to the water, that could make sense. I think that's a little larger than what Fravor was stating. But when I looked around, I actually found another Tic Tac. Look at this. They did say that there was a swarm of them, and they're raining down, according to Kevin Day, whom we just interviewed earlier this week. And we talked about certain aspects of this data being confiscated. So when we look at this, this is what kind of surprised me as we go into the feature on Google Earth from 2002 to more of present day. Now we're seeing that Google Earth is putting some kind of fake ocean graphic to cover up what's really going on in regards to the water and actual photography from our satellites. Look, if we go back to 2002, we get to see the real ocean, but now they're covering it up with fake CGI water. Can you believe this? That they're actually, Google's hiding things in regards to what's going on in this region. And in my opinion, something may have happened in 2002, and that's what we're looking at. But when you get a closer look, like we are right now, this is actually from a satellite image. But then look at the borderline here, right above it. Then they're putting the fake CGI water. Are you guys seeing this? This is pretty nuts. So they got the fake CGI water, but in 2002, this was happening. But let me just read what the kind of the story behind this. And it's interesting that this is kind of the narrative that from the source that found this. They're saying that this is the picture of the famous Tic Tac UFO seen by the Navy commander David Fravor. They're actually stating that this is it without even any kind of question. They're pretty confident. They say this picture was found on Google Earth, and when we were watching the video, the guy said it happened December 2nd, December 2002. But actually, when we did the dates, this came up on June 2002. So they're trying to make this narrative that it's happening at the same time of the Nimitz encounter. But in reality, the Nimitz encounter happened in 2002, but on November 14th. So the guy was saying is in December of 2002. We found out that it was in June 2002. And the Nimitz, which these people are trying to twist this story around, that it happened on the same day. Well, that happened on November 14th, 2002. So there's some information that's coming out in regards to this. But let me show you something else. Somebody's saying that this is actually Google Earth imagery coming in from the same source. And what's interesting to me is that this source is kind of like mixing it up with a bunch of things. And then he throws out this photograph stating that it is proof of this Tic Tac, possibly that part where Fravor said that there's a disturbance in the water. So this photograph was supplied, but there was no link that was related to any kind of Google Earth coordinates. And I tried to look for it. I didn't find it, but I did find it interesting that they're actually putting this out there as something that is the submerged Tic Tac. But then again, no source Google imagery that I could find. So I think they're kind of mixing in a little bit of fact and a little bit of fiction. And that's what's I'm not exactly sure. The source says that it's coming in from Jonathan Tubbs, and I looked up Jonathan Tubbs on Twitter, and I guess he's some kind of he looks over Google Earth and things like that. But the problem is I couldn't get in touch with him because it's kind of a private invite only on Twitter. So he's not public. Somebody said that this was even affiliated with Corbell. So I don't know if they're trying to twist something, but then again, the dates don't match up. In this photograph that we're looking at, there is no indication. I couldn't find it on Google Earth. But what's interesting, I did find what happened on Google Earth here. And again, it's kind of disturbing when you're looking around and everything is just CGI water, that they're actually not giving us real photography from our satellites. They're blanketing the whole area, sweeping it with this fake water CGI. I think they call it the tsunami effect, if I'm not mistaken. Again, kind of disturbing. Now, let's get to the next video. It's interesting. Some people said that the UFOs were raining down. We're going to take a close look at it. It happened in a small village, and you could hear that the people were on the ground were pretty shocked about what they're looking at. So let's bring the video up, guys. Watch this. So let's get a closer look. Look how fast these things fall down. There's a few lights that just dissipated, and this deceleration and altitude is pretty quick, in my opinion. Again, let's get a closer look at this. I know I zoom it up and I start to slow it down. It's interesting. There it is. You see something shoot from the top there, and then it starts to basically separate. And maybe this is just simply a fireworks display or some military flares descending. Again, I'm not seeing any kind of smoke trail or any kind of parachutes. They're descending down to the surface quite rapid. But again, keep in mind, this is super slow motion here. Let's see. Some people are saying here that more UFO, please. Devin Aces. Jello Pudding says they're fireworks. Yeah, it's a possibility. And I would agree. This definitely looks like fireworks. But people on the ground were pretty much shocked, and you could hear it in their voices. Let's just listen to that again. If anybody could understand the language here and what they're saying, would be really great. I'd be grateful for that. So you see, this is in real time, and again, they descend really fast. But again, a firework display shooting straight down. Maybe that would be the what's going on here. See, if a firework was shooting up there, they accelerate pretty fast. But usually the lights come down pretty slow. But we can see that light come in that may be releasing with these lights, and it's shooting downward, and that's why it's so rapid. You see right there, it's kind of it's burning up, and then it spreads out, and this is like descending down. So the trajectory of like the gun blast or the fire, the rocket, the what do you call it? Gunpowder, I guess you put in fireworks. The rocket's going downwards, and that's why we have this fast acceleration. There is this interesting thing that Jaime Maussan wanted us to share with you. I believe they're legit videos because we have multiple eyewitnesses, and that's what I like about it. When we have people corroborating this event from sources that aren't connected with each other, and this really seems that this was a massive UFO sighting, and I want to bring that up, guys. Take a look at this. So we got an array of lights in the sky, again, captured from multiple angles here. It's not a special effect. It's really up there in the sky. Could it just be a bunch of drones and somebody's playing some kind of prank up there? Or is there something that's unexplained that we're looking at? Renee Cruz says, wow, my God, it's sparkling. Yeah, it does have a sparkle. Appreciate Kevin Eagle Plume for the $1 super chat. Appreciate that. All that really helps the cause. Tic Tac Toe says they're Chinese drones. Chinese lanterns, excuse me. I don't think these are Chinese lanterns. I've seen a lot of Chinese lanterns during my time in this field, and we try not to share that evidence if it turns out to be Chinese lanterns. I think there's something different going on here. But it could be. It definitely could be. Could it be new technology, like new drone technology that people are experimenting with? I know there's fantastic displays, and if you look up aerial drone display in Dubai, they're doing incredible stuff over there. But again, this looks a little bit more haphazard. And could it be a natural phenomenon? Some static charge? Sugar Bee says it's pretty cool, though. It definitely, it's really cool. Let's see, what does a Self Lab say? Looks like one solid object with numerous lights, unconventional for sure. If it is one large craft, it does seem like it could be a bunch of LED lights kind of just put up on a big hot air balloon, but I'm not seeing any kind of craft in this angle, but definitely they seem that they're moving in a sequence. Some people might suspect that these guys could be the Palladians. Let's see. Big lightning bugs. TZ Zone thinks. I don't think these are bugs. Guys, are these like, again, lightning bugs or fireflies? Some people come up with the wildest ideas here. Let's see. Cloaking going haywire. Kenneth Salter says that. Appreciate that. Cheers, David. Access, thanks for joining us. We got more UFO videos coming up, but I really like hearing what people think, the public. That's why we're doing these live sessions, just so we could get your guys' opinions of what we're looking at, this phenomenon. I'm going to be dropping the link if you guys want to join the show and give us your thought process. Again, just make sure that your audio is good and picture quality. If you want to come on, that's the main thing. Come on in. Give us your thoughts. Fireflies are green, Dave Ayala says. Fireflies are green? I'm not sure about that. They do have, I've seen fireflies in Virginia, and I haven't seen any green ones. Anybody see green fireflies out there? Devinus Access says, can I come in? Anybody, the whole world is welcome to come. We don't care. As long as you're having some respect, as long as you got reasonable opinions, that's great. Let's give a big thank you to Keith Wycliffe, or Wycliffe, I'm not sure, but great footage so far, Third Phase. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. It really helps. Appreciate that a lot, Keith. $10 super chat from New Zealand. Good day, man. Good day. Good on you too. Yeah. Right on. Thank you so much. Again, let's get your thoughts here. Weird, trippy looking, glistening lights. That's what Renee's saying. All right. Let's get into this next. Well, let's bring in. It seems like we got a crypto alchemist ready in the back room here. Let's bring him in. We've never met. How you doing today, Crypto?
Good. How are you? Name's Bernie. We've met before on the
now we see
channel there. Yeah,
absolutely. I recognize you now. How you doing?
Sure. Thanks for having me on. Personally, I think that's probably new technology of a drone swarm. The fact that it was caught from multiple angles and then you could see them changing direction but moving steadily. I think it was on the second or third shot there where it looked like they kind of went into a rectangular. Yeah, there, evened out a bit. But coincidentally, that brought back a memory in my own life that I saw outside of my old house a few years ago. And my buddy Vic was standing right with me. And we both were like, oh my God, are you seeing that? And it was something similar as to what those were, but they weren't sparkling. They kind of had a steady light and they were moving back and forth, kind of like almost vortexy in around each other. And they looked like they were way higher up in the air than this was. And I wish we had gotten footage of that, but by the time we stumbled into the house and back out, it was gone. But yeah, so it's interesting thing.
Yeah, there's people that might say it's they're drones, or they could be. Some people might even go as far as to say that this is just space debris, and then other people might say it's just one large craft. And unfortunately, we weren't there, and I wish we were. But from your eyewitness report,
debris, though, it would be like consistently coming down as it like burns up in the air, right? Where they stood at a steady altitude, and then they were self-arranging in how they were, and then they were also moving in a singular direction, as opposed to falling like they're falling from the horizon, right?
Absolutely. What I like about it too, as well, is that obviously multiple eyewitnesses. This isn't something mundane. This is something unusual, and I think that's why people were ready to get their cameras out and capture the phenomena. Hey, you want to stick around and take a look at this incredible video? I'm liking this one. An amateur astronomer who's just happened to be pointing up at the moon.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, I like the excitement on this one because the lady could hear her, and she was so surprised that she captured something. And let's bring it up here. There it is.
Just caught something. I'm losing my mind right now. Please tell me what I just saw. Like, look at it,
She
analyze
backed it up, and here
What
it
did I
is.
just catch on the moon? I'm losing my mind.
So she's losing her mind because she's not sure what she captured, but we're going to enhance this.
What did I just video? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. What was that?
All right, there's something that like just shot past the moon and left some kind of trail in the background. You could see it traverse across the lunar scape. And in my opinion, whatever's up there, watch when we get a really good close-up look at it. You see it just shoot across the lunar surface. I'm doing a little bit of slow motion there. But whatever this craft was, there it is. It moves across at a pretty slow rate of speed. In my opinion, like if it were an airplane that went across the moon, I've seen videos with telephotos where they're filming the moon and an airplane goes by. It goes by like in a second, but this one's taking approximately 5 seconds to get across. And then
I like that. I like that a lot. Have you ever seen the Bruce Sees All channel? He's a amateur astronomer out of Montreal. He gets similar. He captures similar sort of footage out of his telescope. And I hope to be able to do that myself soon. I just need to get a proper mount to connect my phone to my telescope, because I haven't seen anything like that on the moon myself, but I've seen some similar sort of flashes around Saturn and Jupiter, where it was like similar sort of lights zipping along between like the outer ranges of the outer moons in the Saturn and Jupiter systems. And Bruce Sees All gets a lot of footage like this lady just captured there that look like they're these different types of craft entering.
I like that's I know it's interesting, the atmospheric disturbance. And again, that could be jet exhaust from some kind of secret program, some kind of spy plane. But again, this is
entering into warp possibly, or out of
you see that little glint at the end?
Artificial atmosphere possibly, or something like that.
Well, I wouldn't go to say that far. We want to kind of keep it grounded here. Again, I think this is high up there. It's either in the stratosphere or up in I think it's called the memosphere. And the memosphere is like at 31 miles up, kind of at the edge of space. And we have, Space Force playing around up there. And maybe Space Force was caught doing some kind of exercise up there. I want to thank Shelly Shock for the support. Again, this is interesting stuff. I'm trying to wrap my head on it. But
I'm losing my mind right now. Please tell me what I just saw. Like, look at it, analyze it. What did I just catch on the moon?
Yeah, that's right. We're analyzing it. And what did you catch here? That trail, and then you see a little flash, a glint, and then it kind of dissipates or is out of eyesight. But you see that little pop there. I got a feeling it's like some kind of space.
Right. So it reminds me of like science fiction Star Trek when the ship goes into like warp, but also could it be just the lights cutting off now that it's no longer in front of the moon itself and just black space? It's tough to tell, but it's very fascinating footage for sure.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate it. We like inviting the public, and I think it's the first time crypto's been on Third Phase of Moon, and we recognized you when we got you a little closer.
I have hosted you once before on my own channel, though. Coincidentally, when you came on with the Alien Scientist, it was one of my Science of Sound series episodes, and we were talking about Jeremiah and Jeremy there and the different research going on.
Hey, appreciate it. Hey, thanks for
thanks for letting me on. Good seeing you guys.
All right, man. We'll see you. It's interesting that it's great that people have their opinions, and it's just the evidence is continuing to come in every single day, and it's important that people have their eyes on the skies and continue this effort to disclosure. I don't think NASA is going to give us the answers. I don't think our government's going to give us our answers. They already know what's going on, and in my opinion, it's a cover-up. In regards to what we showed you, is this Tic Tac that was captured next to San Clemente off the coast there, that now they're CGI blanketing the whole area with fake water. And I just want to see what's really going on. Why are they hiding this from us, guys? These are questions to ask ourselves, and keep up the good fight. And if you've captured anything amazing, don't forget to upload that video to YouTube, copy paste that link to my email. It would really help the cause to get that stuff out there, because if you're sitting on some smoking gun, and I know there's so much smoking gun evidence out there that people are just afraid to come forward and just, you don't have to give us your names, but we need to verify that, this is coming in from a legit source. Just put that stuff up, put it up. Don't hide anymore. It's time, and we got to do it. We got to do it right now. So guys, be safe. Thanks for joining us in this episode, and we'll see you real soon.
Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a second. Let's just assume this is some sort of adversarial or foreign technology.
Most of the more than 120 incidents over the past 2 decades are not from the U.S. military or other advanced U.S. government technology.
It's right in front of me. It just disappears. Like gone.
To be clear, he's referring to this giant object as a Tic Tac, instead of a shaped like one.
We're in, that we don't know what these things are, and they might even be extraterrestrial. That's worse.